Hey, you guys, this is Jules. Everything is alleged. So we did our almost 5-hour live review of the 11/17/2022 interview with Jack DuCoeur. We learned quite a few things. We heard the conversation about the 17-minute phone call. We found out somebody was trying to buy Kaylee's nude photos from him back in September. Somebody was also trying to get photos of Maddie from these so-say fake accounts. We know that time frame is also the time frame that we know there was a lunch that Kaylee went to with several girls who remember Kaylee telling them a story about a stalker type situation. They don't remember the details, but all of them collectively remember it being in September. And this stuff about the photos was 2 months prior to the murders, which would have been September. Very important information, in my opinion, but we learned a lot of other things as well. This is how it was sent to me in these 3 pieces. The only thing I've done here is run it through my editor 3 times now at this point in order to get the volume raised, because Jack is pretty much whispering in this entire thing. So I really did the best I could, guys.
Okay, we're resuming on November 17th, 2022. It is 11:36 a.m. Continuing our interview with Mr. Okay, we were talking about house access, and then we skipped to anything else about you've got him. You said you've got video on your phone that you got from the neighbor's Ring camera or some sort of a camera like that shows him coming and dropping them off at what time?
I have screenshots.
Who's the neighbor?
Went to high school with her, so did Kaylee and Maddie. I've been friends with Tori. Not nearly as close as with Maddie, but for about the same time as I've been friends with Maddie.
How do you spell Tori? Where does she reside? Where does she live on here?
Their doorbell camera faces this way, so the only access by car, as far as I know, would be to drive by that camera.
Does she have roommates?
Yeah, my phone just died.
Say that again?
My phone just died, but yeah, she does have roommates.
You have a charger?
Yeah, I'm sure I can find one. Is that a normal iPhone?
Yeah.
Female roommates? Any males?
3 female roommates, maybe 2. I'm not sure.
Does that refresh my memory?
Yeah.
Do you remember, was it Ring or was it another brand?
It's not Ring, it's a different brand. It's called, Home Ye Pro, Home YE, as all is one word. And then Pro. She just gave me the password, username and password to her, account, and I logged in through my phone. I believe Moscow PD also has that video as well, though.
Okay.
They have the video?
As far as I know. One of the detectives asked if I knew the house address, so that they can go get it, and I didn't know the number, but I showed them where it was.
Do you remember approximately when he came and dropped him off? Was it after 2?
No, I think it was about 1:56. That's what I want to say. It's in the 150s.
And then his car comes in, and then it leaves, you said 50 seconds later or something like that?
Yeah. And this is, I don't know for sure that that's his car. It looks like and it lines up with the times that they were supposed to be getting home, and it comes and goes as if 50 seconds seems to be reasonable to drop off and turn around and then drive back in.
Yes, I agree. And you got this information that he's the one that picked them up and dropped them off from Kaylee's sister.
Yeah.
How do you think she knew that?
She's been very involved with police and kind of trying to investigate with me.
Okay.
She's the one who's been talking to any news sources as well.
Okay, let's go back to house access. How many people do you think, besides the people that lived in the house, knew the code to get in the door?
It's really tough to say. I'm not sure. I just know that there's a whole group of friends that I don't even really know at all that do hang out there.
Who are they? And whose friends are they?
I think mainly, and Xana's friends, because they're, not able to go to the bars or anything, so I know they're having people over all the time. That's just true.
I understand that and Xana were at a on-campus or a party at a private residence. I'm not going to say that. They were at a party somewhere that wasn't a bar earlier that night. Are you aware of that?
I learned that, I think, yesterday.
From the press conference?
No. It's from Kaylee's family.
Do you know where they were?
No, I don't.
Of the people that you said were hanging around, friends of and Xana's, because they weren't old enough to go to the bars yet, were there any guys associated with them that you saw there regularly?
I do think there's Sigma Chi's there quite often, some of my friends. But yeah, so I wasn't over there too much at the same time as them. I just knew that there was groups of people that went over there.
Can you imagine any of these guys that had access to this house being capable of doing this or having a motive for doing this?
I would never think so, but I don't know them.
Or there wasn't any drama, fights, yelling, anger that you remember?
Not that I recall, no.
If there was, you think that's something that Kaylee would have shared with you if you weren't around?
Yeah, she told me all her drama. So, yeah.
When you say she told me all her drama, was there anything else going on with her and other people that we should know about?
No, I just mean just anything that happened in her life. It's kind of just me and Maddie, I think, were the main people she just went to talk to.
If you'd ask Maddie, who would Maddie say was her best friend?
Maddie would say that Kaylee's her best friend as well.
Who would you say is your best friend? Who's your best friend or among your handful of best friends that are with you at school? So, about access to the house, it's your belief that, or I don't want to put words in your mouth, you indicated to me that it was a regular thing for those doors to be locked, both the slider and the front door. Is that correct?
Yeah.
At nighttime, is that more so at night when they go to bed? Do they check the locks before they go to bed, that sort of thing?
I think Kaylee usually at least tried to check the locks. I know she always took the dog out to pee before she went to bed, so I think she just locked it behind her.
Do you know if the lock code was changed since Kaylee's moved in?
As far as I know, it hasn't been.
So you think the lock code could be the same as it was a year ago?
Possibly. I know I have the same 4 roommates. That's not true. I have one new roommate that wasn't there last year that is here this year, and we didn't change the door code or anything, so maybe since Maddie stayed there over summer, they didn't feel like they needed to change the code.
Okay.
Not over summer, but Maddie stayed there. Was the only one who was there last year.
Okay. I want to talk about but before we talk about let's talk about Maddie a little bit. Maddie, tell me about how you know her, how long you've known her, all that.
So I had a few classes with them in freshman, sophomore year of high school. And I broke up with a girlfriend of mine in high school. And then I kind of started talking with Kaylee soon after that, and that's when I got pretty close to Maddie too, because they were best friends at the time.
What year of high school?
It was I broke up with my other girlfriend right at the end of my sophomore year, so it would be like the summer before going into my junior year. I knew them and I was friends with them just through school, but that's when I really started like hanging out with them.
Have you spent time at Maddie's house?
A few times, yeah.
Where does she live?
She lives off.
Tell me about her family.
You want to know more about her past boyfriends?
Yeah, but she's been dating him for about a year.
I think it's been at least a year and a half now.
And before
I think the last real boyfriend before G was
Can you spell it?
Yeah.
And tell me about him. You ever seen him in Moscow since the rush?
Once, like 2 years ago.
If he was pestering Maddie about getting back together, and this had been an ongoing thing, do you think that you would have known about that through Kaylee?
Yeah.
If he was contacting her a lot, do you think she would have felt threatened by it or just annoyed by it?
Probably just annoyed. He's always been kind of like a player, like he just loves girls, and I think he kind of hits up a lot of girls. I don't know if he has hit up Maddie, but I do think Maddie would have kind of just ignored it.
Do you think he still lives here?
As far as I know, it is, yeah. Last I heard, he's working. Kind of leads me to remember, I actually completely forgot about this, but this is probably 2 months ago. I got a message on Instagram that said, "Hey, are you still with Kaylee?" It was like a random account, and the name was like or something, and he said, "I went to high school with you. You probably don't remember me." It seemed just like a fake account. And he said, "I had a huge crush on Kaylee. I was just wondering if you're still with her," and I didn't respond. And then like a week later, I got a message from the same account that said, "I will pay you for her nudes." And this is after they'd broken up.
Does this have anything to do with? Is this completely unrelated?
Kaylee suspected that it could have been Joe. I don't really know why she would think that, but that's what made me think of it.
Is that information still on your phone?
Yeah.
Is that Instagram?
Yeah.
What was the name that you said that was on the Instagram account?
Something or something. I'll find it here. I got disconnected from the Wi-Fi once again.
shared this with Kaylee?
Yeah, I told Kaylee, and she was a little weirded out about it.
Well, let's talk about nudes really quick. And does that have anything to do with anything? I don't know how else to ask the question.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Do you think Maddie could have had something like that would have triggered somebody like...
I don't remember what it was, but when I told Kaylee about this guy messaging me, I think her suspicion of it being was raised because Maddie had someone ask her or something similar, someone message her on some sort of app. It was kind of around the same time. So I don't know if that's what sparked Kaylee's idea of it being or...
The person that messaged Maddie around the same time, were they asking for Maddie's nudes or for Kaylee's nudes?
I think Maddie's, but I'm not sure. I don't even know if they were asking for nudes or if it was just like some random account that had messaged her.
But they had to have some knowledge of you because they asked specifically about Kaylee.
Right. But, I mean, Kaylee's been all over my Instagram and then wasn't, so I think that's kind of why I thought we broke up. So,
Did you respond to that message at all?
I said, "Who is this?" And then he responded like 3 other times asking like question marks, like, "Will you?" But I never said anything besides, "Who is this?"
Okay. Anything else about Maddie? Other boyfriends, or did she have any people that had given her trouble in college, or stalked her or anything, or trouble with guys at parties, or anything like that comes to mind?
You said was it Maddie's boyfriend that received something?
Yeah, Maddie's boyfriend yesterday got a message on Twitter from seems like he told me it was just like a fluke account, and he said that the message said that they're coming for you, and I guess he just called me yesterday to let me know that.
Did he already reach out to Moscow with this, or?
He told Moscow PD, and I gave him the FBI's lead detective's number, and I think he told him too.
Do you think that message was sent by someone that was referring to police coming for him because he was Maddie's ex-boyfriend or Maddie's boyfriend?
I have not thought of it that way. I don't think so.
What did you think the message inferred?
I think obviously Jen heard about this, and I think it was an attack at him or a threat at him.
Just because he was her boyfriend?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's some twisted person just trying to mess with people, or if it's something related to what actually happened. I don't know.
Okay. Where does Jim live?
He graduated last year, and he lives in with a few roommates.
You say he lives with roommates?
Yeah.
What's he do?
He works his like a career that he just started with his degree. I don't know what it is, to be honest. I think it's something with like business or marketing.
Okay. Do you know
Yeah.
How do you know her?
She was living at the house. So Kaylee and I both decided to live in Moscow for the summer, partially because neither of our parents wanted a puppy at their houses. So we stayed in summer. Had graduated. She's from and she stayed in the house that she had lived in during the school year for another like 2 months over summer, even though she wasn't on the lease. So it was Kaylee and were the only two living in there for the first month and a half of summer until Xana got there, and then left shortly after Xana got there.
So as I go through this list of names, I want you to be thinking in your mind any guys associated with these girls that could be problems.
Okay.
Okay?
Did have a boyfriend. I hung out with him a few times. I don't have any concern about him or anything, but she did have a boyfriend. He was a WSU student. I'll throw another name out there. I just know he hit up Kaylee multiple times while Kaylee and I were dating, just saying like hey and stuff, and never really gave in to anything, but his name was Kaylee. I remember even once was like, dude, I have a boyfriend, stop. And after that had messaged again and said hey, and it's usually when he's drunk, but
How'd you spell the last name? Sorry.
I think it's pronounced Rungi.
He had messaged Kaylee while you two are still dating.
Yeah.
What was the message?
I mean, Kaylee would show me, I think, almost every time it happened, which is probably 4 or 5, but, yeah, he's a d*** as well.
I don't know what it is with these dates.
I don't know if I remember what your question was.
What were the nature of the messages?
I think they were all just, hey, just trying to get her to talk back to him, I guess.
How about
Right one.
Yeah, that's right. The name rings a bell. I can't put a face to it, though. Is that a guy or a girl?
I don't know. How about
Was a good friend of Maddie and Kaylee. More so Maddie, probably, because she was. She graduated last year as well with him, and I think she lives down now. I've hung out with her multiple times just with Kaylee and Maddie. She hasn't had any boyfriends as far as I know all through college.
how about
I hardly know her, but I believe she was one of the roommates that lived in that house last year as well. I really don't know her at all. I don't even know if I've officially met her. I've just been around her.
how about
That was another roommate that lived there last year. I've definitely met her and talked to her a few times. One of my buddy has kind of talked with her. They never dated or anything, but yeah, I don't know much about her. There's another roommate. She lived in the room that Kaylee was in.
she lived in the room that Kaylee was in?
Yeah. This could be of some of interest. Kaylee moved from the room that Xana lived in currently. Probably about 2 months ago. I helped Kaylee move everything upstairs and redecorate her room up on the third floor. I say that because I don't know if this person hadn't been in the house in a while and walked into one room expecting someone else and couldn't have like a witness, and thought about that.
Okay, tell me more about. Did she live there at the same time that Kaylee's lived there?
No, they never overlapped living there. She, I think, is still dating a and Kaylee and Maddie were in the same pledge class, and they were, as far as Maddie's best friend in her house outside of Kaylee, is probably but she was also older and graduated, though.
I'm sorry. Just give me a minute here.
Okay.
Never would love looking there. She's dating, and then Maddie was in pledge class.
Right. Yeah. I think no. Maddie was. Sorry. And that's how they were tight. I do know that. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Boyfriend, his. Maybe Joe, but I think a lot of people call him Joe. Yeah. And I know and Joe are kind of known to fight often and yell at each other without hiding from anyone.
I'm running out of paper, Rich.
Let me reach out.
Yeah, I'm gonna need one. So I never touched on this. Why didn't Kaylee and Maddie go to the same house since they're such close friends?
The same sorority.
Yeah.
Maddie was trying to be in as well, but didn't get a bid from him. And so she ended up, but they never really distanced them.
Well, always been sort of close.
Yeah, they're mutual.
Did Kaylee consider staying with Maddie and going?
I don't think so. Kaylee wanted to be in since her junior year of high school, and Maddie did too, but yeah, she didn't get a bid.
I can't ask you any more questions because I don't have any more room to write. So Rich gets back.
You have all these drawers. What the hell do you put them? You don't have to tell
That's a good
me.
question. That's a good question. Nothing. Just wasting time. I'm going to stop this at 12:15. Take a brief break.
If you like the way that I present this information and give my opinion, please don't forget to leave a like on the way out, subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed already, and please don't forget to make sure that the notification bell is set to all so you don't miss any of my rants, reviews, reactions, updates, or deep dives. See y'all.